What's good? What's good, y'all? Hopefully, everybody had an amazing, blessed day. I know it's been a minute, but man, we are back in this thing, y'all. We are back. Hopefully, everybody is doing wonderful. Man, I had to come back here and add some value to you guys. I want to talk about tonight. I can't even remember what I titled the video, but it's something to the effect of your comfort zone is your greatest expense. I'm gonna say that again, right? Your comfort zone is your greatest expense. Now, for the people that's joining in for the first time, just a little backdrop on me. Man, it just through the grace of God that I'm here today, but started at the age of 20, 21, working at Sonic Fast Food. If you guys know my story, right? Making $5.15 per hour. I'm going to say that again, right? $5.15 per hour. Worked at Sonic, flipping burgers, maybe 3, 4 years, transitioning to teaching high school mathematics and coaching. Um, Even when I transitioned into teaching and coaching, I still was making less than $1,800 a month then. So it hasn't been an easy road, right? It hadn't been an easy road. And I think, not I think, I know looking back over that, one of the reasons that I did struggle is because I found myself in that comfort zone, right? So even though I was struggling financially and I was barely making ends meet, I didn't, I felt comfortable in the classroom because it had an intrinsic reward. I was able to connect with students. I was teaching, I was just felt like I was making a difference in the world. So even though my actual family was struggling, right, I'm like, man, it's what I do. I know how to teach. I know I'm not making but $1,800 a month, less than that, but it's what I'm comfortable in doing, right? Then fast forward, I did that for about 5.5 years at Strom Thurmond High School here in the little small town in South Carolina called Edgefield, South Carolina. But once I transitioned from the high school, I had to make a tough decision, right? A family man, married. We had my oldest at the time. Fast forward today, we got two daughters, 11 and 7. But fast forward today, rewind back then, we only had one. I had my wife depending on me. I had my daughter depending on me. And I chose to leave, quote unquote, my comfort zone. Okay. That's a major decision, right? And probably if you're not a faith-based believer, you're probably gonna be like, Trav, we try not to hear all that praying, this, that, and the other. But I had to make a decision. Am I going to sacrifice and take my family to the next level going against the grain? I mean, I graduated from the University of South Carolina. I worked hard to get a Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics. Now I'm not using that at all, right? I'm not using that degree at all. And I decided to step out on what I call faith. If you guys are not faith-based believers, you may say believe, take a chance, luck, whatever you want to call it. I decided to step out and say, hey, even though I'm teaching and serving right here in this high school, I feel like I have a bigger calling there to help more people, right? I can do more by stepping outside of the classroom. So let me tell you that. The first step was, okay, you're not going to be dependent on this job, this 9 to 5 to pay you, even though it wouldn't be $1,800 a month. I knew that $1,800 every month would continue to hit. So I'm like, man, December I left at the end of the semester, and I was like, God, I've never been to ever since I was able to work, I had a job, but I've never been to the point on where I didn't have income coming in from a 9 to 5. So it was just being fully transparent. It was super scary, right? I'm like, okay, even though it's not much, I know these people are going to pay me every single month because we only got paid one time a month, right? I know most of you guys, if you have a 9 to 5 out there, you're either getting paid every other week, bi-weekly, or you're getting paid every week, right? But whenever I was in Edgefield, I was only getting paid one time per month, right? So believe it or not, that $1,800 was only coming one time per month. So it seems crazy now that I'm looking back on it, but I was nervous, I was scared, I prayed over the situation, and I was holding on to that $1,800 a month. Why? Because that was my comfort zone. So I stayed again in my comfort zone for 5.5 years. Okay. So I can remember even around Christmas, I was like, man, I'm nervous, this, that, and the other. I was getting gifts. I was like, man, I probably need to save money instead of spending it. So fast forward, January was actually my last check. And I can remember it hitting my account. I was like, well, that's it. Like, I'm out here on my own. If I don't make something shake, I'm not going to get paid. Again, I'm married at the time, right? I have this college of this Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics. I have a little girl at the time. My daughter was maybe 2 or 3, looking up to me. I'm the provider of this household. So if you guys, again, if you looked at previous videos on this channel, you guys know I went into Amazon, right? So I was like, okay, I know a little bit about Amazon. I was doing it as a side hustle. I said, man, I'm going to turn this thing all the way up. I'm going to hustle super hard and try to take care of my family, right? I'm just going to hustle hard. And through the grace of God, that worked out. Backdrop on my Amazon story. We started just here out of my apartment. Well, that's when we had an apartment at the time. We didn't even have a house. Built that up, scaled that until we built a house now and scaled it to started off on 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, and they ended up getting a warehouse. Again, I'm here in South Carolina on the other side of Columbia. Had 4 physical employees at one time. So we had this big operation, right? So I was serving, I was helping more people. And then I started having some health issues. Okay. So I started having some health issues, if I can get my words out correctly, high blood pressure. Cause man, I was just hustling at a young age. I was like, man, I was working so hard to take care of my family and provide that my health started to decline, right? Through the grace of God, I made it back from that. But that's how hard I was working. Like, even though I was working for myself, I was working anywhere, I would say, from 10 to 16 hours a day. And we're already crossing multiple 6 figures, but I just had that hustle mentality and I got comfortable in that. I did that, I would say, maybe another 4 or 5 years of just hustling to eventually, I think through me having those health challenges, that it was God speaking to me. Like, Trav, I know you worried about, because where I come from, if you make 100K and you get to 6 figures, that's like one of the milestones. You're like, hey, you made it, right? And when I hit my first 6 figures in a year, I felt like, my family is good, I'm good. I got to, again, the title of this video, my comfort zone. Okay. So that was my comfort zone or my plateau. And I stayed there for another 4 or 5 years. Now, it was my greatest expense. And let me tell you guys why it was my greatest expense. It's because I was selfish. I'm gonna say that again, right? This gonna hit you probably like a ton of bricks, and I don't want to talk to any of you guys hard, especially because I hadn't made a video in a long time. So I know you guys may be saying, "Trav, how you gonna come back and talk to us hard?" Saying that you were selfish, and then to ask ourselves, just to challenge yourself, are you selfish? Now, let me talk about me because I'm stepping on my own toes right now. How was I selfish? Let me explain to you guys. Remember what I said. Once I got to the level where I was taking care of my family, where I was making $100,000 per year, I was good, right? I stayed in that zone, but as I changed my mindset and I connected with other entrepreneurs, I realized that it was actually my greatest expense. Okay. How was it my greatest expense? It's because it cost me more money by just trying to take care of my family than trying to reach out and help more people, and stay in my purpose. Okay. And I'm gonna say that a little bit more clearly. So by me staying there, I had a gift that was given to me from God, right? So me figuring out this Amazon business is not that, oh, Trav, you so smart, you so good, you're able to figure out this Amazon business, blah, 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 all that good stuff. I realized it was God talking to me saying, hey, I allowed this to come to your awareness, right? We're only blessed, right? We're a blessing, or being blessed to be a blessing to others. So that information that I receive, it shouldn't stop with me. It should flow through me to other people. Now, if you guys know in the past, and I'm just being transparent with you guys, that I told you we've done millions of dollars on Amazon already, right? Over the years, because I've been doing this, and I should have done this over the years, right? I've been doing Amazon 14 years now, going into 15 years. But as far as once I transitioned into helping other people make money on Amazon, it actually caused a abundance or overflow in my life, right? And I'm just telling my story, and I'm going to wrap it into how you guys can leverage this same story to create a overflow in your life, right? So how is that even possible, right? So once I understood the educational space, because people have approached me about teaching them to sell on Amazon in the past many a times, just here in my city in Columbia, and people would reach out before I had an official education business, got the hiccups of teaching people how to sell on Amazon, right? They would already reach out to me, and I would always say, I'm too busy. I don't want to get on the internet. I'm actually an introvert, y'all. If you can't tell, like, I'll get on the internet because I know my purpose is bigger than me, but I'm not a camera guy. I don't like to do all these videos. But when you feel like you have a greater calling, it's not my decision, or it's not up to me to be selfish and say, well, Trav, you don't like getting on camera, you don't like doing a lot of social media content. It's not your decision to do that. This is a gift I gave to you. It's your responsibility or your duty to share it with the world, okay? So I lost my thought already of what I was trying to go with that. Let me jog my thoughts. That's the when you're approaching 40, sometimes your mind is slip every now and then. So what was I gonna say? Okay, once I transitioned and I became aware of, okay, well, if this information is just not mine and I should be sharing it with the world, let me go ahead and start doing that, because our purpose here on earth is not just our immediate family needs or your needs. We're here to actually serve. So you guys, I don't know who said it in the past, but certain leaders, to be a great leader, I'm not the best with sayings, but to be a great leader, they say you must be a great servant first. And again, I don't know who said that, but I truly believe that that's 100% correct. To be a great leader, you have to be a great servant first. Okay. So, saying that, when I transitioned and started serving others, okay, serving others, from people getting emails, sending me emails, doing videos, making money off of Amazon. I'm not sure how much I have injected into the economy by teaching people how to make money on Amazon, but I'm pretty sure it should be high 6, 7 figures, if not. And that's just by me being willing to realize that this is just not my information, and my duty is to share it with the world. So by creating that injection of cash into pouring into other people, I'm like, what can I do to help these people get the best results that they're looking for? Help them take care of their family. Guess what? By adding that value, a byproduct of adding that value is that I get an overflow in my life. Now, I know that doesn't make any sense, right? So, Trav, you trying to tell me that if I want to put my family in the best position, that I need to be adding value and trying to help other people in their families. I'm going to say that again, okay? If you want to reach a different financial level, instead of your immediate needs being, and it doesn't make any sense, instead of worrying about you and your family, say, hey, how can I solve a problem for others? Right? Because once you take that solution to the marketplace, people are willing to exchange their dollars for your solution. Okay. So again, like I was telling you in the early part of the story, I was selfish, right? I solved my solution. Well, I solved my problem. I didn't solve my solution. I solved my problem, and I was content for 5 years, right? While I was teaching. Then I crossed my financial goal in my Amazon business, and I was content for another 5 years, right? And then once I changed my mindset and I said, hey, well, it's been revealed to me that this gift is not just mine. Like, you realize a successful way to make money on Amazon, start sharing it with the world. Once I started helping others get results and make more money, and I'm doing what I can to add value and to serve, because I'm trying to overflow their baskets, my baskets get overflowed. And again, I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. Even though I made millions on Amazon during the year, I made the most amount of money teaching people how to make money on Amazon. So when they're making money, they're telling their friends how to make money. It overflows my basket by trying to solve their problem. So Travis, what are you really saying? How can this benefit me? So I tell you guys that story, and if you're not biblical or faith-based, you might not agree with this story, but this is the example I choose to use. Okay, so if you guys remember, if you're Christian or you read the Bible, the story of, I think it was, and don't quote me exact, because some of the times I will mess up some of these stories, but it was the story of 5 loaves and 2 fish. Okay, 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. So again, don't quote me, but this is how I remember it when I went through the Bible, that it was it was like a group of 5,000 people, right? And everybody was already hungry. And Jesus asked, I can't remember which disciple it was, like, where can we find a store? Because we need to buy some more food, right? Hey, what's going on, Miss Renee? How you doing, Miss Griffin? It's been a long time. I appreciate you tapping in with me. Um, and then the disciple said, like, really, it don't even matter uh, where a story is around here because there's so many people. It's impossible, right? It's impossible for us to get enough supplies to take care of all these people. All right. And I can't remember how Jesus actually responded back, but they saw a boy and he had the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and he was eating, right? He was eating. And Jesus told him, go get the 5 loaves and 2 fish, and I want you to use that to feed the 5,000. Now, that doesn't make any sense on a human level, right? In the physical realm, it doesn't make any sense, but I'm trying to give y'all a gem. So if you're giving me your most valuable asset, see how this can apply in your life, okay? Most of the time, your breakthroughs don't make sense in the physical world or the physical realm. Let me take you back to my story. Let me show you how that's true, right? For me to go through college, work hard to get that applied mathematics degree, and then go into teaching to no longer use that degree, it doesn't make sense. I spent all that money, right? I was smart. I had some scholarships, but it didn't pay for all that schooling. It didn't make sense, right? You left all that behind. You got a family that's depending on you. You got kids. It doesn't make sense, right? For me to transition from having a warehouse with 4 employees, okay, with 4 employees, transition into having no physical employees, but only virtual assistants and still making more money than you did then, it doesn't make sense, right? To making more money by helping people do what you already do, it doesn't make sense. But once you understand your calling or your value, then you realize it's not supposed to make sense on the physical realm. And I know I may be getting too deep, but I know just if this reaches one person, how much it can impact the world. So everybody that's on here listening to me right now, you have some value inside of you, right? It could be your experiences, it could be some of your skill sets, anything, right? I want you to look back to your last 5 or 10 years, right? This is a great exercise you can use. What's up, Mr. Calvin Brown? How you doing? How you doing? I appreciate you. Y'all some late night folks, man. I'm gonna try to come on here and do some more YouTube videos and do some lives with you guys. Hopefully you're doing great, man. What was I gonna say? So yes, everybody has value, y'all. Think about your experiences and what God has allowed you to go through over the years, and just think about a 5 to 10 year younger version of yourself. Okay, think about what's something you would tell yourself, and you can write it down on a piece of paper. What's something you would have told yourself maybe 5 or 10 years ago? And guess what? It's somebody in that position right now. Okay. Is somebody actually in that position right now that needs that solution? So, what do we know about the marketplace? We know that people will pay for solutions. Okay. They will pay for solutions. And it could be something as simple as, hey, I know how to teach toddlers how to tie their shoes and stuff like that. You wouldn't believe some of these offers out here where people are making millions of dollars by solving a simple solution. I teach people how to do handstands, stuff like, I'm telling you, pay attention to the marketplace, because I truly believe that we have everything we need already, right? And it's a mindset shift. Because some people believe, well, Trav, I don't have anything to help, or I don't have anything. but I want you to take inventory. That's some homework for this call. Take inventory, and I'm old school. If you have like a notebook, something to write with, write down some of the skill set. What's some of the stuff you made it through? Did you have any health challenges over the years? Did you have any financial burdens over the years? Have you got through some grief? I promise you, it's some value that you guys have inside of you. You just gotta think and look inside of yourself and see what tools you have. But you have the value inside of you that you could share with the world to eliminate any financial problem you would ever come across. Okay. So again, continuing that story, they used the 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed the 5,000. Doesn't make any sense. And they said after it was over, not only did everybody get fed, but they actually had leftover. How in the world is that even possible? So by them being obedient, willing to share or to give what they had, it caused abundance. Okay. And guys, this is probably the most powerful out of all the Amazon stuff and all the value that I dropped over the year. This is definitely, and it may not get a lot of views, but this is a cheat code to solving any financial problem you may have. Okay. Whatever your issue is, if you can take the blame, or not the blame, if you can take the focus off of yourself and you say, hey, how can I help these other people? What's the greatest way I can serve other people? And when you do that, it's almost like an unwritten law. You're going to solve your financial problems. But I know it starts with a mindset, because it could seem like I'm just up here talking crazy, right? I'm just up here talking crazy. Trav, if I'm hungry, why in the world would I feed somebody else? If I need a financial injection in my life, in my family's life, why would I help somebody else? But it's really, I'm telling you, it's really a cheat code. Once you start serving, you are on your way to abundance. Okay. And I got my notes here because I will ramble. I appreciate everybody checking in. Let me make sure I cover all the points. And we call it, like in the corporate world, we call it golden handcuffs, right? So what are golden handcuffs? That's when you're getting paid just enough. And I don't have anything against a 9 to 5, but I do believe you should have more than one stream of income, because just the way the economy is, we don't know what's going to go on with the election, either way that it goes, that we need to make sure that our personal economy is taken care of, regardless of who gets elected in the office. So one thing I learned as an entrepreneur at the beginning, that no matter what happens, we need to take accountability, and it's always our fault, right? A lot of people like to make excuses, but we are responsible for our personal economy, right? So how do you, again, this is the cheat code. If you guys are joining in a little bit later, the way that you get around that is by serving others. Now, it seems counterproductive, right? It seems counterproductive because we're in need, but we're feeling somebody else's need, right? It seems counterproductive. And the reason why is just because of mindset. Believe it or not, it's because of mindset. As humans, we're naturally born with the feeling of, hey, self-preservation is the term that I'm looking for. Hey, I need enough to eat. I need this. But once you adapt a different mindset, you like, man, it's this easy. All I got to do is serve, create my offer, help people, and it's all going to come back to me. Absolutely. And I got the hiccups, guys. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. So Let me see what steps I have here. I talked about my story, but the comfort zone or the golden handcuffs is dangerous because essentially people live their whole lives and they aspire and they want more, but they're comfortable where they are. And for me, during my story, I actually had to sacrifice, right? So let me tell you, this is a crazy story. Um, and I don't know if I ever shared this on YouTube. So this could be the first time you guys hear this. So again, when I left my teaching job, again, I was telling you guys how scary it was just stepping out on faith and betting on myself. That it might have been after Christmas. Okay. And I don't even know if my wife knows this. So if Crystal, if you see this, this is the first time. We in a much better space now. But it was either after Christmas or right before New Year's whenever I left my job. So again, I quit my job, right? To start an Amazon business. Guess what, y'all? Believe it or not, right after I quit, my Amazon account got suspended. I'm gonna say that again, right? So I left a job, okay? I left a job that I had. I mean, I was good. I was already there 5.5 years. Not 30 days after I left, my Amazon, I'm talking about, I didn't put in my resignation letter. Like everything is done. Not even 30 days, maybe 2 weeks after I left, my Amazon account got suspended. Now I did get it back, but just think about that, right? That's scary. I'm like, man, I was betting it all on me being able to make money on Amazon, but I persisted through that. I didn't just stop, go back and get the 9 to 5. I'm like, I'm all the way in. God, I trust you. I'm going to work hard. Just guide me along the way. Now, I did get my account back up and running, but yeah, and that started with mindset too. You got to be strong enough to be like, okay, even if I go down, this thing is going to work regardless of what it looks like in the physical realm. How you doing, Miss Williams? She said, wow, that's crazy. So if my mind would have been like, hey, oh, you got a wife, you got a daughter, you just looking at the physical realm, like naturally in the physical realm, what would we do? Run, try to get another job immediately, right? To be an entrepreneur and kind of break through, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, you got to be a little crazy. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that you have to be a little bit crazy. You have to have your mindset right, and you have to take calculated risks. I'll say that, right? You just don't need to be out there doing anything, but you have to take calculated risks, because if you don't, Miss Lanise said, yeah, delusional, right? Because it isn't for everybody, but it's so rewarding, especially whenever you're on the path and you actually have a genuine heart and you're trying to serve people the best that you know how to do. So you get abundance financially by trying to serve. That's almost like an unspoken law that people don't talk about a lot. And you get the intrinsic reward of just seeing the fruits of other people's labor. And you're like, man, I was able to share the little bit that I know that helps somebody have a transformation. And hopefully what I do believe that can change the world is if we wake up and let everybody know that they do have the value inside of them, and for them to feel that purpose or that calling to share with the world. I really feel that would change the world, because believe it or not, y'all, and it could be, you guys may already be 7, 8, 9-figure earners, but it's something inside of, just think about, matter of fact, today I was in the line. I always drop my daughters off at school and pick them up. That's one of the great things that I love about being an entrepreneur, is the time freedom. But I was looking at the line of cars. I'm not sure if you guys have kids in middle school or elementary school, but whenever you go to pick them up, all my parents out there, The line is so long. I don't know if their grandparents are picking them up, but them jokers get out of school like 3 o'clock. So I call myself on some of the days, right? If they get out at 3 o'clock, I said, well, hey, I'm gonna go in the line, 2:30 or so, or 2:45. I'm gonna be one of the first ones today. Man, it must be their grandparents. They out there doing crossword puzzle. I'm talking about ever since like 2 o'clock, 1:30. Those grandparents line up, and I never get to the front of the line. And I forgot what I was gonna mention. What was I gonna say on that story? Oh yeah. So anyway, I see all these cars lined up, and I'm like, man, what if everybody, again, I gave you guys homework here on the call. If you took inventory and see what are your skills or talents, and you begin to live in your purpose. A lot of people, and I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs throughout the day, they have a hard time figuring out what's their purpose. Okay. Drop a one. I hadn't asked for that much engagement. I think we've been on like 30 minutes. Drop a one in the chat if you know your purpose already. I'm just interested in seeing. And if you don't know your purpose yet, drop a 0 in the chat. I just want to see. It may be a delay, but I want to know if you know your purpose yet. If you guys some of you guys may be at work or night shift, but if you know and don't be ashamed, like we just talking, right? If you know your purpose, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't know or you're unsure of your purpose, drop a 0 in the chat. And again, somebody said they feel like they know. Somebody said 0. It's all good. It's all good. And I know we got some other people on, so if you don't feel comfortable at answering, it's all good. So what I want to do is, again, give you guys an exercise for the people that may not know. And I want to give people give you guys some homework for the people who feel like they do know. Okay, so we'll start with the people who feel like you don't know what your purpose is. And you may have been on for this, Miss Griffin, but I just repeat it for people who's just jumping on. I want you to ask yourself what comes easy to you that comes harder or maybe harder to other people. Okay. What do you feel like you do a little? You like, man, that's pretty easy. But other people may say, well, wow, how do you do that? Whether it's, I don't know, cooking, whether it's, I don't know your age, playing sports, whether it's coaching, whether it's whatever it is, I don't know, whatever skills or special talents you may have, but you have them in you. It's just raising that awareness. Even write it down. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? Okay. I want you to write out just a list. Just take whenever you have some free time. If you old school like me, you can put it in the notebook, or you can put it in some notes. Whatever you're good at. If you're good at talking, that's a skill, right? If you're good at, I don't know, math. I was a math teacher, so I'm a little bit better at math than some of the other people. Write it all down. And then another clue is whenever you're talking to your friends, what do they always come to you for? Is it advice? Do they need you to do whatever it is? But whatever the skill is that you guys figure out is never too little, right? Some people can say, well, I only know how to do this. And I come across those people a lot. They devalue their talents and their skills. Whatever it is not too little, because somebody needs that solution, and maybe you can help explain that in a way that gives them a breakthrough. Okay. And again, I said it earlier, but people always pay for solutions. Okay. What do you mean by that? And I know anybody here, y'all not like me, but I'm going to use myself for example. Whenever I'm working super late or I'm working all day, I'll get extremely hungry and I end up eating fast food, right? I'm like, I don't feel like cooking. My wife may be tired. We like, man, let's just grab a pizza or do something like that. The reason why isn't that the food is so great, but they're solving a problem. Nobody wants to cook, and it's convenience, which you guys know, right? So we're willing to exchange dollars. Okay, we're willing to pay for that answer or that solution. The same way with any of your talents, right? If you're good with technology, you're good with building websites, whatever it is, people will be willing to pay you if you have a solution that they need. Okay. So that exercise, I would definitely challenge you guys to do that. Just take inventory, see what you're good at, and see what sticks out whenever you write it down on the paper, on your notebook paper, or either you're writing it in your notes. For the people that feel like they know their calling, okay, what I want to challenge you to do is to live like, and I even have issues doing that because I definitely know what my calling is, but living like your life depends on it. Ooh, that I know that was a tough statement, but it's real. I'm gonna say that again, and it definitely can bless somebody and help somebody. If you know your calling, we should live like our life depends on it. How is that so? Again, and I'm talking to myself while I'm on YouTube talking to you guys also. But every day we should wake up on fire, like it's almost a fire inside of us. Okay. Whenever you know your purpose, it should be like almost like a fire burning inside of you. And the only way to extinguish that is to get it out. So, whatever your value is, your solution, you should be trying to get it out. You should be trying to get that out. Okay. Okay. You say you're trying to wrap your head around it. Okay. Let me go back to it. So it should be like a burning desire. Okay. It should be like a burning desire because whatever your purpose is, Ms. Williams, it's your responsibility to share it. Okay. So let's just talk. I know everybody knows LeBron. I'm a sports guy, so everybody know LeBron. Okay, whenever it's the NBA season, he is going to perform unless he's hurt, but he's sharing his gift with the world constantly. What happened that turned him to a billionaire? We all know LeBron, right? Let's talk about Beyonce. What does she constantly do? She's going to put out some music. She might take some breaks here, but then she's going to go on that world tour and she's going to put out, if she knows how to sing, she's going to put out her song. She's going to perform. She's sharing her gift with the world constantly, right? Let's see who else I'm trying to get away from sports and entertainment, whoever, but just think about that person that you know that's really good at something. They're consistent and they're disciplined. So just think, whatever your skill is, they wake up like, hey, if I don't get this fire out, it's going to consume me. All right. Think about it that way. So, okay, like your life depends on it. What does that even mean? If this fire is in you and it's been gifted to you, if you don't get it out, it'll consume you. And back in the day, this is just a little country saying that my grandparents and stuff used to say, and old folks used to say, like, what you don't use, you will lose. I'm going to say that again, right? The talents or the skills you don't use, you will lose. So it's purposely just expanding and serving others every day, giving your value to the world. And if everybody did that, I'm 100% sure it would change the world because it'd be so much value going around. Everybody, yeah, it'll change the whole complexity of life because value is going around. But I think, which I was discussing it with some of my friends, people aren't aware really of their purpose, and some people are comfortable at their greatest expense. Okay, and which is their greatest expense, and they don't know really. They're trying to level up, but everything they need is already inside of them. They're out searching for different answers when they already have the answer. It's just being able to put that out, and that in turns bring in everything they need. True, I need to work on my discipline, and we all do. I do too. Yep. To operate in my purpose. Yes, ma'am. Definitely share it. If you got that gift, share it. Share it. We need it for sure. Let's see if I have anything else. But I appreciate you guys rocking in tonight. But again, those what was the title of this video? I didn't talk so long, I forgot it. But yeah, your comfort zone is definitely the thing that's holding you back. So don't be afraid of it. My mentor always says everything that you want is on the other side of fear. So I was telling you guys earlier on this call that I'm an introvert, so I don't like doing videos. That's probably why my YouTube channel hasn't grown in a while. I need to be more consistent doing that. But I don't really like social media, right? But I feel that I do have a gift to help people. So that's why I need to be more, again, like you said, Ms. Williams, more disciplined for sure, and to serve. And whenever I'm operating in that space, then everything always takes care of itself, right? So again, hopefully you guys got some value out of this. I gave you a super powerful gem by just telling you to serve. It's a game changer for sure. Do the homework. If you don't know your purpose, write down the list. If you do know your purpose, get that fire out of you. You got that fire burning in you, and you know it's in you because you know your purpose. Don't let it consume you. Don't let it consume you. Spread it out to the world. Let's see what else I had in my notes here. Oh, and you guys have any questions? I know it was a kind of deep topic tonight, but I just felt it on my heart to share with you guys. If you guys need anything in the meantime, what I'm going to do, if you guys know me, I know Miss Lanice, I think you came from JT, but what we're doing, oh, you're welcome, Miss Griffin. What we're doing, y'all, is in the next, I think it's in 3 weeks, we're coming together. So I'm sharing how my purpose made me the most amount of money in the shortest period of time. And also JT Hustles or JT Automation, we're putting together a 5-day training together. Okay. So over those 5 days, if you guys did the Amazon boot camp with me, I'm praying and I'm already working on it that this is going to be the most valuable. I already told him, like, this is going to be the most valuable training or course you guys ever have been a part of it. So have ever been a part of. I'm going to step out and I'm just speak on faith because we're going to be coming with it. I already told them, don't give me no recycled speech. Don't give me no old stuff. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, hopefully I can come and say some more impactful stuff. But I appreciate you guys being on. But if you need help in finding your purpose and monetizing it, because that's the thing that we're really getting into, how to leverage technology, social media, even if you don't want to show your face, how to add at least an extra 10K a month to what you guys have going on. If you're interested in that, cool. I think the link is somewhere, should be in the description somewhere. But yeah, that training is going to be super valuable. We're going to link up and try to add the most amount of value that's ever been added in a 5-day training. Okay. Also, let's see what else I'm leaving out because I will ramble and get off track. Yeah, so I gave you guys the homework and go out there and start adding your sharing your value if you know. And I think that's all I got for tonight, y'all. So you guys be blessed. It's about what on the East Coast, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, y'all. And I know my wife, I'm here in my office, she probably up there somewhere on the top floor. She's probably getting tired of me talking, so I'm going to get a little quiet. So again, tomorrow night, if you guys enjoyed this, you guys want me to jump on again, and I'll go through the day and I'll jot something down, and we'll have another talk tomorrow night. If you guys want me to come back, if somebody want me to come back and add some more value tomorrow night, drop a 1 in the chat. We can make this like a little nightly talk, and we just discuss some stuff to really like advance our finances together. It'll be like a little mastermind if you guys want to do it. And I'll set my clock to do like a little talk every night. So y'all let me know. Yeah, Miss Griffin, I got you. I got you. Miss Williams, I got you for sure. So we'll come back and it'll just be us. It'll probably be a small group, but we're going to chop it up and let's just see if we can hit some of them goals. Y'all be blessed. Have a great night. See y'all tomorrow night. Y'all make sure y'all be back. Y'all be blessed.